Hey guys, today I'd like to talk a little bit about doctors and nutritionists. Kind of what's the difference between a doctor and a nutritionist, and just kind of like the whole background in my own opinion. I've worked in a wellness center for 10 years now, and I have a lot of people that come in and they say, oh, well, my doctor said this and my doctor said that. And while not all doctors are created equal, because in specific here I'm talking about medical doctors, there is a census across the board in what we see. When we see a doctor, we think he's automatically a nutritionist. We think that the doctor can take care of everything from our psychological problems to our physical problems. But the truth of the matter is that's not the case. Most doctors don't know a lot about nutrition or psychology. They like to specialize in certain aspects of health. The other thing that we see a lot with doctors that we don't see with someone like myself, like a nutritionist or an epigeneticist, if you will, because even a more unorthodox nutritionist, is that doctors are really great at regurgitating information that they learn from books. So they have great memory, they have great recall, and they're just generally, when we see these people that go off from high school into college and to get their doctorate, we see that these people are typically just they're smarter, right? They make better grades. And that's mainly because they have the capacity to be able to take information and retain that information. However, they don't have a lot of insights on nutrition. More or less, once they graduate, get into practice, do they ever really practice how dietary changes can affect certain outcomes in certain people's health? Well, for the last 10 years, that's exactly what we've been doing at Crucial 4. We've been studying how the Crucial 4 missing food groups can actually go into the body and actually help self-heal or turn on the self-healing mechanisms that's present within inside of us all. But back to the doctors. A big problem that I see in America is that we give these doctors too much credit. We give them too much power, if you will, because a lot of what we need is already within inside of us. But when you really look at the gamut, when doctors graduate and they go off into their practice, it's like this byproduct of gift giving, if you will. Gift giving is what you see. Because what's happening is a lot of the new information that doctors get is from pharmaceutical companies. And these pharmaceutical companies are heavily invested in getting these doctors to push these pills. My wife was actually an ex-pharmacy rep, and she divulged all types of information to me about how she had a budget to take doctors on dates, to take them out to dinner, to buy them gifts, to do all this weird stuff that you would never think would be happening behind the scenes. It's actually happening. So one thing that we really have to educate ourselves on is who is going to be the most ideal person for us when we're on our own wellness journey. Is it going to be our doctor, or is it going to be someone who's going to be more into holistic health, nutrition, and whatnot? And really just trying to demystify the two, because I really want people to understand that there is a difference. Again, for us, we're always looking at ways to use foods as medicine, looking at how blood panels are reflecting, a radiology test, allergen test, but general well-being tests, from radiology, looking at someone's eyes, their tongue, versus just throwing a pill at something and trying to get it all figured out. So again, I'm not here to shun down on medical doctors, because I believe we have the best emergency medical system in the world here in America. However, I do just want to give you guys a glimpse into the doctor's world, because again, they don't study nutrition. You can even ask them. They'll tell you that in school, ask them how much nutrition they study, how many classes they study on nutrition, and it's very little. A lot of what doctors are learning about is physiology and what's going on with the body. And then again, once they get out into practice, there are a lot of pushing these pills on people, because that's how the pharmaceuticals industry is kind of built upon them. So again, a byproduct of gift giving. So it's just something to think about for future reference if you get put into a situation, or if you know someone who's in a situation, and just to kind of give them a little bit of knowledge, about the doctors as a whole. And make sure, if you are going to work with a doctor, because we work with medical doctors, we actually work with Diamond Physician, and they actually do study nutrition, but through us, we've all kind of gone through that gambit together, and that's why we work together. They chose to work with us because they know I specialize in finding high quality foods They also know I specialize in working more on the psychological wellness center aspect of it, whereas then they can specialize and stay focused on their realm. I can stay specialized and focused in my realm. So there is a huge difference here, guys, and I just want to kind of go over that with you. So don't let anyone take your power from you, especially if it's someone who's not educated in that field, because it's not something that you want to give your power to. All right, signing off. Hope this helped everyone. Hope this helped educate you. Always leave questions and comments below. Like, share, subscribe, all the goodies. Check us out on social media. Check us out on the newsletter. If you haven't signed up for the newsletter, you've got to, because that's where we give away a lot of hidden discounts and tips and tricks and recipes. So sign up for that. Look forward to seeing you on the flip side.